Last year's Sonic Mania was a great addition to the classic Sonic formula, and now there's the new Sonic Mania Plus that adds a couple of additional characters as well as a new mode of play. But should you be spin dashing immediately to snag this one, or does this DLC trip over its own feet? Sonic Mania Plus is a pretty decent DLC, but it's just that, a DLC. It doesn't really end up changing the game so much that if you hated Sonic Mania, you're not going to all of a sudden love it because of this additional DLC. The Encore mode that's added is quite nice to give you a bit of a remixed feel to things, but it doesn't have enough different to feel like a completely new campaign. The game is being released as a DLC for $4.99 if you already own Sonic Mania, or you can actually now buy a physical version of the game. Originally, Sonic Mania did have a special physical release, but it was just with a download code and some physical items, not actually a disc. This time around, they did another special case for the physical version that you can get for $29.99 for all of the home consoles that Sonic Mania is on. I've already done a full review on Sonic Mania, so if you're interested in my thoughts on the core game itself, be sure to check out that review. This one, of course, though, is more focused on what is new here. Like I already mentioned, the Encore mode adds a remixed feel to the game. It's the same levels and all with some new little mixes and change-ups here and there to make it feel a bit like a new experience, but it's not a completely new story or campaign. The big thing that's going to be a drawing point for most is the additional characters in Ray the Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo. These are kind of forgotten Sonic characters, and one thing that's been great about Sonic Mania is bringing back these forgotten characters, whether they're through cameos, boss encounters, or now through the DLC with characters that haven't been playable in years. Both Ray the Flying Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo made their first appearance in the Sonic the Hedgehog arcade game from 1993. Neither character necessarily showed up much since then, but Mighty was playable in Knuckles Chaotix and has made several cameos, while Ray has never been playable again until now, but did make one or two small cameos here and there throughout the years. Both characters control differently from one another. Mighty the Armadillo has the ability to kind of stomp down. His armor that he has, of course being an armadillo, blocks and deflects most enemy attacks, similar to the bubble shield. Ray, being a flying squirrel, has the ability to glide. This is a lot different than necessarily the gliding that Knuckles has or flying with Tails. It's actually very similar to Mario from Super Mario World using the cape ability or the feather. It's a little less floaty than Mario and definitely has more weight to Ray as far as being able to maneuver him, but it leads to a lot of really fun possibilities exploring levels, and I loved playing as Ray playing the game again. There's also been some tweaks to the game's multiplayer, including up to 4-player support for stuff like time trials. From the technical side of things, I'm happy to report there was no crashing or other major glitches. Sonic Mania is available now for $19.99. You can get the Plus version of the game physically for $29.99. If you already own Sonic Mania, you can get it for $4.99 as a digital upgrade, so multiple different ways to pick it up. It's available on Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Unfortunately, though, doesn't seem to be any new trophies for this Sonic Mania re-release, so not only do we still not have a Platinum, we don't even have any additional trophies for the Plus DLC. Overall, Sonic Mania Plus is a very solid DLC addition with new characters, a new game mode, and some other tweaks to make the already great experience of Sonic Mania even better. As a complete package, I'm going to be giving Sonic Mania Plus a 9 out of 10. But that's going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.